suggests that this vein of irony is to be maintained. The poet points out to his friend the infinite fund of such absurdities which can be applied to lovers. Call her one, me another fly. We are tapers too, and at our own cost die. The lovers conjure up for themselves many such fantastical comparisons. They know what the world thinks of them. The comparisons in this poem take off from the well-worn Petrarchan conventionalities and are entirely different. The likening of the lovers to the phoenix is fully serious. It changes the tone of the poem from ironic banter to that of a defiant and controlled tenderness. This revivifies the metaphor and makes clear the sense in which the poet accepts it. The fine metaphors of the fourth stanza achieve an effect of deliberate resolution and tenderness. The opening line of the stanza is very important in this sense. We can die by it, if not live by love. The lovers are willing to forego the ponderous and stately chronicle and to accept the trifling and insubstantial sonnet instead. The well-wrought urn will provide a finer memorial for one's ashes than the pompous and grotesque monument. With the phrase half-acre tombs being used, the world the lovers reject becomes vulgar and gross. Their legend, their story, will gain them canonization, and approved as loved saints, other lovers will invoke them. In the last stanza, the phoenix metaphor is completely realized. The lovers will win a more intense world by rejecting this one. Here the metaphor is powerfully dramatized. The intense world is actively achieved and not received passively. Who did the whole world's soul contract, and drove into the glasses of your eyes? The image is that of the lovers squeezing into their own eyes the countries, towns and courts which they renounced in the first stanza of the poem. The unworldly lovers are thus the worldliest of all. The poem closes with the tone of triumphant achievement, developed by several earlier elements. The figure of the phoenix is very significant in understanding the final paradox. The image gathers up two early comparisons, that of the tapers and of the eagle and the dove. The phoenix comes in the natural stream of association. It really describes the lovers best and justifies their renunciation of the world. The phoenix is not two but one, we two being one, are it. It also burns at its own cost, only to live again. Its death is life. The word die in the 16th and 17th century meant to experience the consummation of the act of love. The lovers remain the same, and the love is not merely lust. It is in effect stating our death is really a more intense life. He argues that because their love is not mundane, the lovers can afford to reject the world. The final effect is developed and sustained by poems being both the assertion and realization of the doctrine it propounds. It is the pretty room, the well-wrought urn which can hold the lover's ashes and will not suffer in comparison with the prince's half-acre tomb. Paradox is the only way in which what the canonization had to say could be said. Any other direct method would have enfeebled and distorted what was said. Deprived of the character of paradox with its twin accompaniments of irony and wonder, the matter of Donne's poem would have unraveled into just facts. His lovers, bereft of the benefits of the supernatural that Donne confers on them, become less powerful, less unworldly. The problem of unity is one that has imprinted itself on Donne's imagination. The sense in which the lovers become one, the sense in which the soul is united with God. One type of union becomes a metaphor for the other. It is easy to see both as instances of the union born out of creative imagination. Coleridge in his classic description of its nature and power employs a series of paradoxes, reveals itself in the balance or reconcilement of opposite or discordant qualities, of sameness with difference, of the general with the concrete, the idea with the image, the individual with the representative, the sense of novelty and freshness with old and familiar objects, a more than usual state of emotion with more than usual order. Shakespeare as the phoenix and the turtle proves precisely the same argument that nature is simple, one, unified. But the name is double, and with the advent of multiple sciences, is multiple. But the poet can call it neither one nor two. Paradox is his only solution. The difficulty has intensified since Shakespeare's time, when reason is in itself confounded by the union of the phoenix and the turtle, but recovers from its bankruptcy to utter the beautiful conclusion of the poem. The urn which holds the ashes of the phoenix also holds the ashes of the phoenix lovers. It is the poem itself. It has close parallels with Keats' urn which contained truth and beauty, as well as Shakespeare's urn which held beauty, truth, and rarity. In a sense, all such urns contain the ashes of a phoenix. The phoenix rises from its ashes, but not for mere sifting and measuring of the ashes. It will rise for the acceptance of the paradox of the imagination itself. Else beauty, truth, and rarity will remain enclosed in their cinders, and all that will be available for all our pains will be cinders.